Hi everyone, welcome back to Mana CS Classroom. In previous videos, we discussed time complexity and asymptotic notations. Now we are entering one of the most important topics in data structures, arrays. Almost every data structure we learn later, such as stacks, queues, trees, graphs, they use arrays directly or indirectly. So if arrays are clear, half of data structures becomes easy. Imagine I ask you to write a program to store marks of 20 students. What will beginners usually do? Int marks 1, int marks 2, int marks 3. As I asked you to store 20 students, so int marks 3, int marks 4. So they will declare int marks 20. Fine, okay. But what if the class contains 100 students, or entire college contains 500 students, or university contains 10,000 students? So will you write marks 1, marks 2, marks 3, marks 4 and so on, marks 10,000? By the time we finish typing variable names, retirement age వచ్చేస్తుంది. So we need a better way. That better way is called an array. So definition of an array. An array is a collection of similar data elements stored in consecutive memory locations and accessed using an index. Okay, so similar collection of similar data elements. Similar data elements. All elements must have the same data type. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 40. As all are integers, I can store all these elements into an array. Similarly, A, B, C, as all are the characters, I can store them into an array. If I take 10 character A and a double value 4.5, I cannot store different data types into an array. And array elements will be stored into consecutive memory locations side by side. Okay, adjacent memory locations. And every element is identified using an index. So మనకి first ఎలిమెంట్ అడ్రస్ తెలిస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా సెకండ్ ఎలిమెంట్ థర్డ్ ఎలిమెంట్ అందరూ పక్కపక్కనే ఉంటారు కాబట్టి అన్ని ఎలిమెంట్స్ని యాక్సెస్ చేసుకోవడం చాలా ఈజీ. ఓన్లీ వీ షుడ్ నో ద అడ్రస్ ఆఫ్ ది స్టార్టింగ్ ఎలిమెంట్. ఓకే, సో array declaration. So how do we declare an array? The syntax to declare an array is, first we need to mention the data type of the array, and then what is the name of the array and size of the array. If we see the examples, int marks of 10, char name of 15, float salary of 5. So as we know, every variable must be declared before it is used in C programming language. So same goes with array also. Before using this array name, we must declare it. So type tells us the what kind of values are stored. It can be either int, float, double, char or any other valid data type. And name identifies the array. And size specifies maximum number of elements. Okay, so here int marks of 10 means array name is marks and data type is int and size is 10. If we see the memory representation, it is very important how the array elements will be stored in a memory. Array elements get stored into a consecutive memory locations. We already have seen in the definition. Okay, and array indexing in C starts from 0, not 1. It starts from 0. So first element marks of 0, second element marks of 1, third element marks of 2, and the last element marks of 9. For an array of size 10, the last element would be marks of 9. The last element would be placed at index number 9. Okay. And different array types. Arrays can store any data type. Int marks of 10 stores integers. Char name of 15 It stores characters, and a float salary of 5. It stores floating point numbers. Only the type changes. The concept remains the same. Okay, consecutive memory locations and same data elements, and all of them together will be called with one name, one common name. So rules are same, only the different data types. Any data type can be applied for array, can be used for array. Accessing array elements. To access an element, we use its index. For example, marks of 0, it accesses the first element. Marks of 1 accesses the second element. Suppose if I want to access the fifth element, then I need to write marks of 4. Am I right? Marks of 4 gives us the fifth element. Marks of 5 gives us the sixth element. Index must always be an integer value. We cannot use any other value as an index, like a floating point number or a negative number. It always must be a positive integer. And next, can we write the entire array name marks is equal to -1? Okay, without using any index value or without mentioning square brackets and any index value, can I directly write marks is equal to -1? No. Array cannot be processed entirely using a single statement. To access every element, we must use loops. So, for I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, it visits marks of 0, marks of 1, marks of 2, marks of 3. So this loop will be repeated until I less than 10. Means till I is equal to 9, everything is okay. Okay. When it becomes I equal to 10, the condition becomes false and we will exit from the loop. So it visits every element one by one and sets all the marks of 0, marks of 1, marks of 2, marks of 3, all marks as -1. And then address calculation. Okay, so computer doesn't store address of every element separately. It stores only base address, which is the address of the first element. Remaining addresses are calculated. This is one of the biggest advantages of arrays. Okay, and the type of problem is very common in university exams, this type of problems. So we have to practice it carefully. Suppose given an array, int marks is equal to 99, 67, 78, 56, 88, 90, 34, 85. Calculate the address of marks of 4 if the base address is 1000. So as I have shown you the formula for address calculation, address of any element, array element, is equal to base address of an array, BA means base address of an array, plus size of one element, width of one element, depends on the data type, it depends on the data type. And here k is the index and lower bound is the starting index value. Okay, next comes to the problem. So how do we calculate marks of 4? Marks of 4 is equal to base address, which is 1000, plus we need marks of 4, right? So width of every element here is as it is int marks. I'm assuming integer data type width is 2 bytes and we need 4, fourth index, marks of 4. He asked in the question what is the address of marks of 4. So 4 minus our index started from 0. So 1000 plus 2 into 4, which is nothing but 1008. Okay, so here you can see marks of 4 element. This is how we calculate the address of an array element. We must remember the formula for calculating address. Address of any array element with index k is equal to base address of that array plus width of one element, which gives us the data type, into k minus lower bound, where k is the index value and lower bound always starts from 0. Okay. So that is how we calculate the address of a given array element. Next, length of an array. Length means total number of elements. So array contains 5 elements here, as you can see on the screen. Here we have 5 elements. So for finding the length of an array, we can use the formula upper bound minus lower bound. Upper bound, here you can see the index, last index is 4, and lower bound, here you can see that is 0, plus 1 gives you the length of the array, which is nothing but 5. So this array has 5. Array contains 5 elements. Okay, so length equals to 5. So it is very straightforward exam question. So we have learned in this video why arrays are required, how arrays are declared, what is the memory representation for array elements, array indexing, accessing array elements, address calculation of an array element, and length calculation. In the next video, we will learn initialization of arrays, inputting values, traversal, and array operations. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to Mana CS Classroom.